Shri Ganesha Sharada Gurubhyo Namaha Uttaram Yat Samudrasya Himadreschaiva Dakshinam Varsham Tad Bharatam Nama Bharati Yatra Santatihi. Welcome to all for chapter 16 under the Kedar Khanda of Maheshwara Khanda in Skanda Purana. In the previous chapter, we had seen about how Indra finally gave up his Indrahood and his throne because of the sins committed by him, due to which he was continuously haunted by the Brahmahatya dosha. And then Brihaspathi decided to bring someone else as a king when Narada advised him to bring the Chandravamshiya king Nahusha. Nahusha was brought to the heaven and he was made the king of Devaloka in place of Indra. However, Nahusha, after a while, out of his lust for Indrani, he insisted that Indrani be brought to him, and then Indrani told him to come to her inner court while being carried in a palanquin of the people who are not supposed to carry. And then Nahusha decided two Maharshis, to carry his palanquin to Shachi's home, where Agastya was one of them, who on the way Agastya cursed Nahusha to become a serpent, and that with that Nahusha was kicked out of the heaven. And then the Devas decided to and brought Yayati in his place, who also had done several meritorious deeds. However, Yayati, instead of keeping all his meritorious deeds in secret, he went on disclosing a big list of all the meritorious deeds done by him. With that, he lost the merit of all those deeds, and he also fell down from the heaven. Lomasha the Suta continued the story. Thereupon Shachi, the wife of Indra, spoke to them the following words full of virtuous advice. O Devas, with Brihaspathi as the head, do not get despondent. All of you hasten to the place where the excellent Sura lies hidden. The Indra lies hidden on being attacked by the devil of Brahmana slaughter, the Brahmahatya. Hurry up, O clever ones, to see Shakra. It was for the sake of many that the dull-witted Vishwarupa was killed by Mahendra, but he was banished by all of you. Hence, all of you should go to the place where the Lord is lying hidden, O sinless ones. Previously, Mahendra had disregarded you. On account of that disrespect, you become agitated and cursed Purandara. Similarly, O Brahaspathi, you have been cursed by me. Though Shakra has been dismissed, you be loyal to him till the end, just as two persons were brought for my sake, even though Shakra is alive. So also, O Brahmana, because both Nahusha and Yayati were brought to the place of Indra, and they were not just brought to the place of Indra, Brahaspati even went on to say that Indrani should become their consort too. So she is telling the same thing and she is cursing Brahaspati, saying, O Brahmana, even while you are alive, someone else will do your job. Some person of exalted magnificence and felicity will procreate a son of great renown in your wife. There is no doubt about this. Go immediately along with Suras. Bring Indra. Do not delay. If you do not hasten to go, I will curse you once again. On hearing the words uttered by Shachi, Brahaspati went there along with the Suras. All of them went to Purandara, the Indra, who had been afflicted with the devil of Brahmana slaughter. After reaching the shore of the lake, They made obeisance to Shakra. All of them were seen by Shakra, who was staying in the waters. The Lord of Devas spoke to them. Why have you all come here? I am staying here in the waters, being overwhelmed by the sin of Brahmana slaughter alone and engaged in penance, O Devas. On hearing these words of Indra, all the Devas became perturbed. They spoke to the king of Devas these amazing words. Words like these should not be uttered by you. Such of your activities as killing of Vishwarupa had been done for the sake of helping others. A mysterious sacrifice was performed by the son of Vishwakarma, whereby Devas and the illustrious sages would be ruined. It was for this reason, O Lord, that he was killed by you for the sake of helping others. Thereupon all of us have come to you to take you to Amaravati. While Devas were discussing this matter, the devil of Brahmana slaughter hurriedly said, I'm chaining Devendra. Then suddenly Brihaspathi spoke these words. Brihaspathi said, we shall now make arrangements of dwellings for your stay. Thus the devil of slaughterer was pacified by Devas on account of the importance of that matter. All those suras, the intelligent sages, yakshas, pishachas, serpents, birds, as well as all the celestial siddhas and charanas deliberated on this matter and divided the sin of slaughterer into four parts. At the outset, all the heaven dwellers spoke to Kama, the earth. O earth, for the sake of realizing our objectives, a portion of the sin of Brahmana slaughterer Brahmahatya should be accepted by you. On hearing those words of Sura, Dharitri, the earth, trembled and said, let it be pondered as to how a part of the sin of Brahmahatya can be taken over by me. I am the mother of all living beings. I sustain this universe. But if I come into contact with sin, I will become exceedingly impure. On hearing those words of the earth, Brihaspati said to her, do not be afraid, O lady, beautiful in every limb. You are sinless, you cannot be otherwise. When Vasudeva Krishna of great glory is born in the family of Yadus, you will become free from sins when his feet are placed upon you. Do carry out our request. You must not hesitate in this respect. On being told thus, the earth devoid of sins did according to this their instructions and accepted the first part of the sin. Then all those devas called trees and spoke these words, a part of the sin of Brahman slaughterer, that means the Brahmahatya should be taken up by you for the purpose of realizing the objectives of all the devas. On being told thus, all the trees who had come there said to Devas, we are all of this nature, but we regularly provide ascetics with fruits. If we are tainted by the sin of slaughterer or the Brahmahatya, all the ascetics too of great fortune will become sinners. Hence, let everything be thought of. Thereupon all the trees that had come there were told by the preceptor Brihaspati, none of you need to worry about this. If you are cut off into several parts, you will still grow further with many branches by the grace of Indra. Then you will be permanently endowed with possession of branches. On being told thus, all of them partially accepted the sin of the slaughterer. Then they called the waters, and all the heaven dwellers spoke thus to the waters: Let a part of the sin of Brahmana slaughter be taken up by the waters for the sake of realizing the objectives of Devas. Then all the waters joined together and said to the priest Brihaspathi, all the living beings enveloped by sins sanctify themselves by dispelling whatever sins and evils they are tainted with by coming into contact with us through ablutions, cleansing processes, and drinking. On hearing their words, Brahaspati said, O water, do not be afraid of the sin, though it is difficult to be crossed. Let the waters sanctify all living beings, mobile or immobile. Then Brihaspati called women and said, Now itself a part of the sin of Brahmana slaughter should be taken up for the sake of realizing the objectives of all. On hearing the words of Guru Brihaspati, all the women said, this is the injunction of the Vedas that if a woman commits a sin, other means many members of her family become tainted with it and not otherwise. O priest, has this not been heard by you? Let it be pondered over. On being told thus by the women, Brihaspati said, Do not be afraid of this sin. O you ladies of beautiful eyes, this act of yours will bestow benefits on other ladies of the future. Part of the sin of slaughter will benefit everyone. Further, you will have yatha kamitva, ability to love, yatha kamitva, ability to love to the heart's content. Thus, four parts of the sin of slaughter were allotted by Suras. The sin of slaughter stayed in those beings, O excellent Brahmanas. Mahendra then became free from sins and he was crowned in the city of Devas by the groups of Devas along with the sages. Accompanied by Shachi, the noble souled Purandara became the overlord of the universe. He was accompanied by Devas, the leading sages of great magnanimity, and groups of Siddhas too. Then fires and winds became splendid, all the planets were lustrous and quiescent, the earth shone with great splendor, so also the mountains yielded gems and jewels. The minds of learned men became delighted, rivers flowed with nectarine waters, trees yielded fruits perpetually, planets and medicinal herbs grew and matured without being cultivated. They were comparable to nectar in taste and effect. The inhabitants of Indra's world were all enthusiastic and exceedingly joyous. Lomasha the Sutta said, In the meantime, Tvastra, who witnessed the celebrations in honor of Indra, became exceedingly infuriated and was afflicted with sorrow of his dead son. With great dejection, he went to forest for performing a severe penance. Brahma, the grandfather of the worlds, became pleased with that penance. Being delighted, he said to Twastra, O Twastra of good holy rites, choose your boon. Thereupon Twastra chose a boon that caused fear to all the worlds. A son who will be terrifying Devas should be given us boon. Saying so be it, the boon was granted by Brahma Parameshti. No sooner had the boon been granted than the person appeared there. He was a wonderful Daitya named Vrtra. Every day the Asura increased by 100 dhanus in stature and size whose those Daityas who had been killed by the groups of Suras at the time of churning of the milk ocean and were resuscitated to life quickly by Brigu came out of Patala. The whole of the earth was pervaded by that Asura of great soul. Then all the sages who had been hurt and injured and all the ascetics hurriedly reported to Brahma about the calamity that had befallen them. So also did Indra and other devas and Gandharvas along with the groups of Maruts. Everything that Tvastra intended to do was told by Brahma. By performing very severe penance, a great overlord of Daityas called Vrtra of great refulgence has been created for killing you all. Still, endeavor may be made to see that this Daitya is killed. On hearing the words of Brahma, Devas, including Vasava, spoke these words. Devas said, when Indra was absolved of the sin of Brahmana slaughter and established as a ruler in the heaven, something which should not have been done and which is hard to be borne had been done by us. Many weapons and missiles had been foolishly thrown in the hermitage of Dadhichi. What shall we do now, O Brahma? On hearing those words, Brahma laughingly said to Devas, they have remained there for a long time. Enquire and return, O Suras. All the Devas went there but could not see their respective weapons. They asked Dadhichi, and he replied, I do not know anything about them. Again they came to Brahma, and all of them told him what the sage said. Brahma then said to Devas, request him for his bones for the sake of accomplishing the objective of creating the new weapons for all of you. On hearing the words of Brahma, Shakra spoke, O Lord, for the sake of accomplishing the creation of new weapons, for the sake of accomplishing the objective of Devas, in the past Vishwarupa was killed, but I alone was made the most sinner by the Suras, O Brahma. Further, at the very same instant, I was made Nishtrika, devoid of glory and splendor, by my preceptor. It was indeed a good luck that I have now entered my mansion, even if after getting Dadhichi killed, many of his bones are taken and weapons are made from them. Those bone made weapons will be inauspicious, O Lord. Thus I am perpetually in fear of sin. How can I kill this king of Daityas named Vrtra, who has been begotten by Tvastra? Hearing the words of Shakra, who was perpetually in fear of sins, God Brahma spoke thus. He enlightened Indra through the instruction of Arthashastra. One can withstand and even kill a desperado, whether he be a Brahmana or an ascetic, in case he rushes at one and desires to kill one. One does not become a Brahmana slayer thereby. Indra said, I am afraid of causing the death of Dadhichi. O Brahma, there is no doubt about this, and a great sin will result from the Brahmana slaughter. Hence, Brahmanas should not be slighted or insulted by us. Many defects result from insulting them. It cannot be otherwise. Only that which brings about great merits should be done by a wise man. Only such act should a learned man think of doing and plan. On hearing his disinterested words, Brahma spoke to him, O Shakra, make use of your own intelligence. Go to Dadhichi quickly. Request for Dadhichi's bones in view of the gravity of the matter. Saying, so be it, Shakra, accompanied by his preceptor and Devas, went to the auspicious hermitage of Dadichi, which contained different kinds of animals devoid of their natural animosity. Cats and mice were joyous in each other's company. Lions and she elephants, along with their young ones, found joy in remaining in the same place. Different species of animals were engaged in sports in one another's company. Serpents and mongooses was playing about in one another's company. Devas who saw these and many other miraculous things in that hermitage were surprised very much. They saw the preeminent sage seated in his excellent seat. He was shining with great splendor like the sun or like a second fire. The excellent sage was accompanied by his wife Suvarcha, just as Brahma is accompanied by Savitri. After bowing down to him, Deva spoke these words: "You are a donor in the three worlds, hence we came to you." On hearing the words of those Devas, the sage spoke, "O excellent Suras, tell me what for have you all come here? I shall give it, there is no doubt about it. My word cannot be otherwise." Then all those Suras in a body said to Dadhichi, as they were seekers of their own selfish interests, "We have been desirous of seeing you, as all of us are mortally afraid of dangers. O Brahmana, hearing about you as a savior, Brahma has urged us, so we have come. Understand all these things. O sage of good holy rites, it behoves you to give us." On hearing their words, the sage said, "Let it be mentioned what should be given." Then Devas said, "O Brahmana, give us your bones for the sake of making weapons in order to destroy the Daityas." Then the Brahminical sage laughed and said, "Wait for a moment, O Devas. I shall myself give up my body today." After saying this to them, he called his wife Suvarcha. The sage of great splendor said, "Listen, O gentle lady of pure smiles. I have been requested by Devas for my bones. I am forsaking this body. I shall go to the world of Brahma by means of profound meditation. There is no doubt about this, that when I have gone to the world of Brahma, you will also attain me there by means of your own virtue. Do not become worried over this unnecessarily." After saying this to his wife, he sent her to his own hermitage. Then the Brahmana went into the state of concentration in the presence of Devas. By means of greatest concentration of mind, he cast off his own body. Immediately he went to the world of Brahma, from where no one returns. The most excellent one among the groups of sages, named Dadhichi, was a favorite devotee of Shiva. He was initiated in the cult of Shiva. It is for the sake of helping others that the Brahmana quickly abandoned his body at that time. Thus ended chapter 16 of the Kedar Khanda under Maheshwara Khanda in Skanda Purana. And in this story, we have seen Indra being reinstated as the king of the heaven, while his Brahmahatya dosha, the sin of Brahmana slaughter, was divided among the earth, the trees, the water, and the women, and thus Indra got rid of all his sinful activities. And then Tvastra, whose son Vishwarupa was killed by Indra, was not happy at Indra being reinstated. So he did a penance and pleased Brahma to get a son by name Vrtra, who became a big demon, and he started assembling all the demons who had lost their position earlier. And because of their excellence, the sadhu people, the rishis, maharshis, started suffering on the earth, and they all went to Brahma asking for the refuge. And when Brahma asked the Suras, Suras have remembered that all their weapons were lost in the hermitage of Dadhichi, and then Brahma told them to get the bones of Dadhichi to recreate those weapons. And at that instance, when the when all the suras approached Dadhichi, he decided to give up his body for the sake of achieving the common objective of all the suras and for the sake of this world. Namaste Sharada Devi Kashmira Puramasini Twamaham Prarthaye Nityam Vidya Danancha Dehime. Goodbye.